Hi, boys and girls. As you know, we use several different kinds of words when we write or talk, right? We talked about things like nouns and verbs and adjectives, and we're going to add a new one to our list today. So, I want to review real quick. You remember what a noun is, right? A noun names a person, place, or thing. Our new one this week, it's not a noun, it's called a pronoun. Pronoun. And a pronoun is a special word that takes the place of a noun. Pronoun takes the place of a noun. What does that even mean, Miss Diepa? All right, well, let's talk about it. Let's look at it. I'm going to leave this right over here, and we're going to use my little pronoun mat right over here. So, if we had a noun, let's start easy, right? Here's a noun, girl. Right? She's the person. If we were talking about this girl, right, and saying something about her, we wouldn't need to keep saying girl, the girl, the girl, the girl, the girl, the girl. The girl has on a dress. The girl's dress is pink. The girl has pigtails. The girl looks happy. The girl is little. You have to say the girl, the girl, the we just keep repeating ourselves. We can use something called a pronoun, which are shortcut words, instead of saying the girl, the girl, the girl. And the pronoun that would replace girl would be she. She has on a dress. She has pigtails. It makes it a lot shorter and easier when we are talking, when we use those smaller words, right? So they can name a different person, place, or thing. Another example would be, let's see, oops, my cards are sticking together. Oh, look at that doggy. Well, it depends. If you didn't know the dog, then you might not know if it's a boy or a girl. So you wouldn't know if you wanted to say she or him or his or her, right? So you could call it it. It won't stop barking, right? It won't stop barking, so it is a pronoun. Another example would be, let's see what else we can do. Oh, this one's fun. It's a group of party dogs. A group of party dogs. What can we use instead of there? Let's see. Well, her wouldn't make much sense. Or him. Nope, because those are just one person. Oh, here's one. They. They are so cute. They is a pronoun. Right? There are many different pronouns. Some examples like we just did are she, he, it, they. Here are some more. He, she, her, him, it, we, you, I, them, us, they, and me. Are those all the pronouns? Nope. It's just an example of some. Okay. I got a new book in the mail today. I was so excited when I found out that I did not have my own copy and libraries are closed. I ordered it and it came just in time for me to read it to you. This book is called The Planet Without Pronouns. And it says, Welcome to Crimular. Stanley Sharpleton was an amazing kid. First, he built his very own spaceship. Then, he took it for a little spin. He zoomed past Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto. In fact, he kept right on rocketing until he reached a far-off purple planet called Crimular. Stanley slipped on his gravity-defying sneakers and hurried down the space ladder. He'd done it. He'd landed on planet Crimular, and he couldn't wait to explore. After walking a while, he reached a city. Aha! Just as he had suspected, there was life on Crimular. But something about this planet was very, very strange. Stanley just couldn't quite figure out what it was. And here's a sign here that says, Thank the residents of planet Crimular for not littering. Interesting. Suddenly, Stanley felt a tap on his shoulder. He whirled around. "Greetings, Earthling," said a bright green creature with several arms. "Zik is named Zik. Tell Zik the name used to call the Earthling." Stanley told Zik his name. "Zik is glad to meet Stanley," said Zik. "Stanley and Zik can be friends." And here's some more. This is Zam, and it says, "Zam likes Zoe's new shoes." "Zoe likes Zam's new haircut." Did you notice anything odd about how these two aliens are addressing each other? How they're talking to each other? Besides their silly names, of course. Let's see. "Zik will show Stanley around Crimular," said Zik. "Look, Zik sees a Grugulak." Stanley looked where Zik was pointing and saw a strange and beautiful animal. "Shh," said Zik. "Stanley and Zik must not startle the Grugulak." Suddenly, Stanley knew what was strange about Crimular. Zik didn't use pronouns. In fact, there were no pronouns to be found on the entire planet. It says speaking, reading, and writing would be a lot harder without pronouns. What do we know about the important group of little words? Well, we know that they're shortcut words, and they make it a lot easier for us when we're talking and writing. So let's see what happens. Stanley was happy to have met Zik. Without pronouns, though, it sure was going to be hard to communicate with his new friend. "Your planet is so amazing," said Stanley, "but you could describe it even better if you used pronouns. Would you like to learn more about them?" When Zik nodded enthusiastically, Stanley pulled a collapsible space blackboard from his back pocket. "Pronouns are small words such as I, you, me, her, or them," explained Stanley. "They are used in place of nouns to make sentences simpler. Think of them as shortcut words. For example, instead of saying, 'Zik sees a Grugulak,' you could say, 'I see it.'" And here's a whole bunch of examples, important pronouns. You see I, me, mine, it, its, he, him, his, you, yours, she, her, hers, they, them, theirs, we, us, ours. So a pronoun is a word that is used in place of a noun. Pronouns make sentences shorter and cut down on repetition, on repeating ourselves over and over. When the lesson was done, Zik said, "I have processed the concept of pronouns and will master it shortly." "Boy, you learn quickly," replied Stanley. "Not only do I have 6 hands, I also have 6 brains," remarked Zik. "Now let's tour the rest of the planet." Zik showed Stanley a huge volcano that spewed pink and green smoke and big bouncy balls with fancy patterns. "Take a look at the volcano," said Zik. "The volcano erupts every day." Correction, it erupts every day. I got so excited that I almost forgot to use pronouns. You can use the pronoun it in place of long words like volcano to make sentences neater. Just then it started to snow. Even though the weather was very warm, Zik darted about, catching the flakes in his mouth. Zik loves snow. Correction, I love snow. Gee, pronouns do make things easier. So some pronouns are used in place of people's names, like I, you, he, and she. Stanley caught a flake on his tongue. It tasted like watermelon. He caught another. It tasted like a hot dog. He caught another. It tasted like pizza. "This one is the best," he said. Zik then replied, "Stanley's favorite flavor is pizza, and so is Zik's." Correction, your favorite flavor is pizza, and so is mine. So these are the pronouns that show ownership, that it belongs to them, like mine, your, yours, his, hers, ours, theirs, its. At last it was time for Stanley to return to Earth. "Thanks for teaching me all about pronouns. They sure come in handy," said Zik. "Thanks for showing me all around Crimular. It's really out of this world," exclaimed Stanley. Next, Stanley gave Zik a farewell gift. It was his latest invention, an intergalactic cell phone. "This will help us keep in touch," he said. "Wow, thanks, Stanley," replied Zik. Correction, thank you. I like it almost as much as I like pronouns. Back on Earth, Stanley got a call from Zik. Is it all right if my family and I come for a visit? He asked. Sure, you can stay in our guest room, said Stanley. Perfect, responded Zick. Expect us Thursday. Me, my parents, and my 2,978 brothers and sisters. I told them all about pronouns, and they each want a lesson. Uh-oh. I don't think Stanley was expecting that answer. So then in the back, let's review. It says, so some pronouns name one person or thing. For instance, I love snow. It tastes good. Other examples are me, you, he, she, him, and her. Some pronouns name more than one person or thing, like they caught snowflakes or they enjoyed them. Other examples would be we, us, and you. Some pronouns show ownership. For instance, your planet is amazing. Watermelon is his favorite flavor. Other examples are hers, its, ours, and theirs. Pronouns can make sentences simpler, shorter, and neater. They can also help you avoid repeating a word too many times. Which of these sentences sounds better? Stanley caught a snowflake on Stanley's tongue, and the snowflake tasted like watermelon. Or, Stanley caught a snowflake on his tongue, and it tasted like watermelon. Yeah, I think so too. The second sentence is much simpler. It uses the pronoun his and it in the place of the words Stanley's and snowflake. So just by replacing some nouns with different pronouns, we are making it a lot easier to read, a lot simpler, and less repeating ourselves, right? When he first met Zick, every other word out of Zick's mouth was Zick. Zick likes this. Zick says hi. We don't talk like that. We use pronouns. So this is another perfect example of something that you already knew about, right? We already know about all those words. I, me, he, she, it. We use them all the time. Maybe we didn't know that they had a special name, but we do now. So pronouns are words that take the place of a noun or nouns. Pronouns like he, she, it, we, you, they, my, their, and everyone can make sentences easier to say. He is playing soccer. They are reading together.